All right, guys. So we just finished another amazing episode of Young Justice. This is episode 10 of season 4, and to me, this is becoming I like to say this is becoming a bait switch, because this doesn't seem like Zatanna's the main thing of this arc, but rather it's mainly about Vandal and Clarion. So yeah, we're gonna go right into it.
Yeah, so the first topic is the history of Vandal Savage. It seems like we're getting to learn about what happened to him and how Clarion is involved in that story a lot more. And I wasn't expecting this, and it's a pretty nice treat because it ties into like everything that's happening now, as well as like the fact that he was the one who technically created Atlantis.
Yeah, that's such an interesting aspect, that like basically Vandal is the origin story to even Calder's people. Like it's just like, and I hate to bring it up, but it's like, where's Calder in this arc? I mean, this is about Atlantis now, so it's like I'm hoping we get some follow up with him about this. Yeah, but that's just such an interesting aspect, though. So yeah,
I don't know, man. His story is kind of strange to me, just because like. Yeah, I never would have expected that, right?
Me either.
I don't know much about Vandal Savage in the comics. I've only ever like watched him in like the movies, like the animated movies and stuff like that. And Young Justice, obviously.
Yeah, I think they really played his character better here in Young Justice than
definitely.
They did in all the other stuff.
It seems like he has more of a backstory and more of a thing going on, right?
Yes, like he's connecting all the dots, and that's one thing I love about the show, how they make every freaking thing connected. Like his whole like deal with Clarion is also responsible for Atlantis. So now we see how both of them play big roles with each other, and it's just even, and I think the most interesting thing which that came out of this is realizing that he birthed Dr. Fate. Like, I did not see that one coming.
Yeah, same here. I was it's like I was very confused. I'm very confused right now. Like, I'm not sure how that all works. Like how like he managed to create Nabu. It doesn't really. There needs to be clarification basically in the future.
Yeah, definitely. But this is just so interesting, and it's just like, I mean, I guess we can really just call him the father of all metas. Like, that's really what he is. He's the godfather. He's the granddaddy. Yeah. Anytime you look at the meta, hey, Grandpa, Vandal Savage.
Because Dr. Fate mentioned how it was essentially people with his genes who helped save, or like who made Atlantis, basically.
Yes, exactly.
So that means the people who are ruling Atlantis right now are most likely his ancestors. I mean, his spawn from like generations ago, like generations later. There you go.
I agree. It's most likely like that, and it's just again, to me is a fascinating understanding that. But yeah, I am curious, because like the way it was established, even right now, the story with the whole chaos and order, I'm really intrigued how his son became a order, because it doesn't seem like order. It doesn't seem like the way they set it up. It seems like order came from like a different dimension, but now it seems like, I don't know where they're going with it, but it may be a thing where maybe Vandal created order, where he knew there's chaos and he needed to make order. So we'll see what happens in the future, but that's interesting. That's all I have to say about that.
I don't know about that. That'd be kind of crazy if Vandal Savage was the one. I'm pretty sure Phantom Stranger said that in the beginning there was a balance of both of them, or like there was already like Lords of Chaos and Lords of Order. But that's an interesting theory to how one of them could be his son. So I see where you're coming from, but that would be, I'm curious to find out how that all works.
Yes. The Vandal stuff. I know we can go all day talking about it, but it's like, I mean,
the last thing about that I want to mention is like how he basically killed his own grandson. Like that was pretty brutal. I mean, we heard from like Cassandra Savage that he killed her sister or something like that, or
he killed her
family
sister,
member.
Yeah. He killed his sister.
So I guess
sister.
Vandal just doesn't like, he isn't short-sighted, as he says. You know, he will remove anyone who's in his way, even if they're family.
Yeah.
To get to where he wants to go, which seems to be like ruling everything.
Yes, it's definitely control of society.
Yeah.
And, like, making sure that
and Vandal also said like it's a balance of chaos and order that makes progress. So So it's not like he's all about one or the other.
Yeah. It's again, they're always been about, because going back to the beginning in season 1 where he explains the whole reason why he's against the Justice League is because he always looks at it as like the world needs to be evolved, but it's like what you get out of that evolution. So it's like, again, you need chaos for order and vice versa. So it's I guess it's like the obsession of like, and it goes back to his control. It's the obsession of like, what could we get out of stuff that, what doesn't hurt us makes us stronger. So what could we get out of that?
He's
strength?
trying to push humanity forward, but in a brutal way, basically.
Yeah, he doesn't care about the side effects of his thing. Like he thinks this is the greater good, if you will.
Yeah, but I mean, talking about the Phantom Stranger, it seems like he's pulling some strings right now. I don't know anything about him, but it seems he's definitely on the side of like make sure Earth is safe. So that's a good thing.
Yeah, definitely. He's on that side. Again, Vandal talks, so I feel like Vandal and him both got because it feels like the stranger wants balance as well, right? So yeah, I'm assuming he's just on the side of balance. But
I feel like we don't have enough information to really judge that right now. But he definitely doesn't want the Lords of Chaos Inside Child to like destroy everything. So yeah, but we'll see. It'll be interesting to learn about his motive.
Yeah, definitely. I'm curious though, because after hearing the voiceovers, at first I thought it was a stranger, but now it kind of sounds like it's Vandal.
It was Vandal.
Oh, it's Vandal?
In this episode, it was Vandal, but in the previous one, it was the Phantom Stranger.
Okay, that makes sense. Maybe they have the same voice actor because it sounds very similar. But
I thought it was distinctive, but
okay, maybe. I don't know. Maybe I have bad hearing.
Yeah,
but,
I mean, I could be wrong. I could have mistaken it. Well, yeah. Anyway, so the Phantom Stranger pulling strings, he brought like Zatanna and Etrigan. Yeah. And I wasn't expecting Etrigan the first time I saw him. Was Flashpoint Paradox.
Oh, really? The first time I saw him was Justice League Unlimited. I'll never forget that. It was like the episode where they were children.
I guess I missed that episode, but yeah.
Okay.
That's the first time I saw him, so it was interesting to see him again. What'd you think of him?
Yeah, I don't know. To me, it was a good callback. I like the callback, especially if you watch Justice League Unlimited. It was interesting, and I don't know. It's weird that fire is his power. I'm not too much familiar with him too much. I could have sworn he had a different magic sense, but I don't know. It was intriguing just to see the callback for me. I actually thought they were going to bring Constantine, which is weird.
I hope Constantine appears at some point. I always think he's like pretty cool in the comics.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I watched like the first 2 episodes of his TV show, which I thought was pretty good.
The live action one?
Yeah, like, you know how you made like appearances in Arrow at some point?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, back in the day when we used to watch Arrow.
Yeah, before we were hating on Arrow.
Before we fell out of love with it. Okay. Anyways.
Yeah.
I honestly was not a fan of Zatanna's actions in this episode. She kind of just like stood there and then got like hit by Clarion by accident, and then and then just like full on passed out because of that. I just felt like they made this episode made Zatanna look like an absolute weakling that did not know what she was doing.
That's the thing about that. Although I'm happy that they're moving in a direction focusing on Vandal, I feel like it's a little bit it's weird that Zatanna just feels like a plot device to me now. Like, it just feels like, okay, we need to have Zatanna here so that way we can have the connection to the heroes and have them involved. Like, it doesn't really feel like, I don't feel like she's getting anything out of this arc. Like, there's no emotional journey that I can see from her, which I thought there would be, but it kind of seems like there isn't.
Yeah.
So that's my only...
That's kind of a disappointment. I mean, it's only been a couple of, 2 episodes?
Yeah.
So I'm sure they can do more with it, but right now, the way they're treating her, at least for this episode, I did not like it. Like, at least if she's gonna observe the battle, at least give her some sort of like cool moment. But she just got like knocked out without even like, and it wasn't even on purpose, you know. It was just her bumping into Clarion, and I thought that was dumb.
Yeah. I mean, I guess her whole thing is that she didn't want to dive in, so that was her whole thing. But yeah, it was weird. I thought at some point, I'm surprised Clarion didn't notice her. I was like, why did he not notice her? Like, do they just not care, or it's like is she invisible? Like that was one thing I was wondering the whole time during the fight. It's like,
and the child didn't even realize it either. She just left. They just dipped. They just don't care. It's so interesting.
Yeah. Like first I thought she was invisible, but then when what you said, Etergon came in, that's when I was like, okay, he saw them, and then Clarion saw her Etergon. So then it's like, so I guess they must not care. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah. That was not my favorite Zatanna scene, to be honest with you guys, but let us know what you guys think as well. I mean, definitely. Since we're talking about it, what do you think of the Lord of Chaos fighting together?
I thought this was interesting because you never get to see like a whole magic duel, and you can definitely see that this person has like a stronger impact. Like this person has some big power. So,
but I gotta admit, like this is where budget and like higher production animation could really help. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Because like some of the scenes, like especially when Etrigan blasted Child, and then she turned into like a skull, like bones, and then she popped out of the eye or something like that. It just looked really, really like stiff. Animation.
Oh, to me, the stiffest moment was, I think there was a scene where like she, like, I don't know if I think maybe it was Etergon, but or Clarion. There was a moment where basically she gets big or looks bigger than Clarion, and then I don't know, she just looked very like like it looked like a
just perspective.
Yeah, it just looked really. It looked like a pace, like it's like floating up kind of thing. Almost reminded me of Invincible. So.
Yeah, and I love this show, but like when stuff happens like this, we got to call it out, Like,
it's
just unfortunate that the animation looks that stiff especially when it's supposed to be magic and we want to be entranced by it. We want to be in awe when we see it, but it just looks stiff.
Yeah, definitely stiff, and you can see them doing little shortcuts in here and one there. Yeah,
I mean, I like the concept of two Lords of Chaos fighting, but to be honest, I expected a bit more out of it. But for what we got, it was okay. I suppose Child was holding back, and Clarion obviously was weaker than her, but I feel like he could have dipped at any moment because he can just teleport. And is there really no way for Child to just somehow teleport to the same spot as he did?
Yeah, that's another question, because according to Child, it seems like Child has all of the Lords of Chaos with her. Yeah. So wouldn't it make more sense that with all that chaos, they can just instantly find Clarion? I don't know. The power levels or the scaling is a little bit
we're getting like Dragon Ball Z level level confusion.
I don't know how this works. I would like to know the rules behind it, but I would imagine they can just use that. And even she was even saying that, I'll make it fair. So
so there's a little discrepancies there, but overall I did enjoy the episode. I'm just being really nitpicky right now.
Again, we have to be these nitpicky because we have to remember that when we're introduced to Young Justice, it definitely had a type of quality that we really love, and when we notice that dip in quality, it stands out. So it's one of those things. But again, it's out of love. It's not from like criticism. It's criticism, but
it's still out of love. And to me, the best part about this episode was learning a lot about Vandal's history, because it seems to its story and it's progressing. But again, just as a summary, I just wasn't a fan of the way they treated Zatanna, and I mean, I'm interested in the story moving forward. And I think there was one more thing, which to me was more of a side thing in this episode, which was like M'gann just going back to Earth.
I thought it was funny with the bus.
They
throw the bus coming in.
What was that? I don't even know what that was.
I could have sworn that was bus from the last episode, because there was one point when they had a bus and then they used some magic spell to get rid of, if I'm correct.
Oh, was that?
I'm probably sure that was that bus. Because there was one point where they were going through the bus and they're like, are we sure we should be doing this? And then something like that. So I'm guessing the bus finally went to space.
That's brutal, man. That means they're dead. They're dead. And they made a joke out of it. They're dead.
To be fair, Zatanna said she wasn't a hero for a long time. So, things happen.
I didn't really I'm gonna be honest, I didn't really care much about that scene. It was kind of, to me, it was a little strange. Like they're just starting yelling at each other and then they were happy about it.
Yeah, I think it's because what's it called? Her sister is trying to create a
Cheer her
emotion
up,
out.
yeah.
Cheer her up, and it's trying to release those emotions out. So yeah, that was that. And obviously we had the Beast Boy being sad.
Again, dude, it's just like them showing clips of Beast Boy sad once in a while is like a trend of these episodes.
Yeah, we get it. Beast Boy's being hurt. One thing I will say is the after credits scene was interesting, where Vandal was basically telling everyone, like, make sure everybody out of the light is safe. And even he want Ra's al Ghul to be safe. So
yeah, that was an interesting after credit.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I mean, now we're gonna read some comments, and we do read comments every week. So if you want to post your thoughts on this episode below, we'll read them next week. But do you want to read the first comment?
Sure. Okay, like a child, the female Lord of Chaos, she's instantly stole the show and her familiarity is awesome. A giant golem with a gold face is excellent. Now, if I had to mention an issue I had with it is how Young Justice keeps giving us characters like we're supposed to know them. There are even characters from last season I still don't know. Speaking of which, where's Forager? And he didn't even get a cameo. Finally, the Den Mother is a blue devil, so I'm hoping to see his sidekick Red Devil and Zatanna's cousin Zachary.
Yeah, there was also Leonard Pig who said the Den Mother is Blue Devil. So there's two comments mentioning that, but I'm not sure I remember ever seeing the Blue Devil in anywhere else. Do you?
To be honest, the Blue Devil's not in my head right now. Like I'm pretty sure I've seen the Blue Devil before, but it's not like right now in my head, so I can't even.
Yeah, no worries.
I don't even remember the Blue Devil.
It's all good.
But as far as what they're saying, yeah, I agree. Young Justice. This was kind of, I guess that was a bigger downfall of last season, but I guess we're kind of going it with this season where we're getting a bunch of characters, but we don't really, I don't know. There's a lot of like even last episode, there's a lot of references like, oh, Shazam, which is like, if you know who Shazam is, you're like, yeah, but if you don't know who Shazam is, it's like, I mean, whoa.
Everyone in Young Justice should know who Shazam is because Captain Marvel was in season 1.
Yeah, but I guess it's like, I don't know. There's a lot of references that like I wouldn't know that's the female Shazam until she mentioned Shazam, which I guess it's a hint, but
I mean, I do feel like Billy Batson said a lot of stuff like Speed of Mercury and all those phrases back in season 1, but it was a while back, so
yeah.
I get it. But I do feel like, yeah, that's true. Like they keep introducing like a lot of new characters, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I would love to see more of the old characters more than new characters, because I feel like they're giving a lot of focus to new characters, and I mean that is sort of the Young Justice formula for each season. But they usually give us at least a good amount of old characters, at least season 2 did.
I mean, I think so. This is tough, and I think this could be a discussion for another video. But I have nothing against the whole new characters as long as it fits the ethos of the show. Because again, the ethos of the show was the idea of sidekicks trying to prove themselves. So I haven't, and at some point with these older characters, I mean, are they sidekicks now? We don't know. It's kind of a questionable thing. So I have nothing wrong with it. But again, I think the issue comes in where the focus, it's like, do we spend so much time on these new characters or do we go back to the old characters? And when the focus isn't clear, then it's like, so that's my only issue with it.
Yeah.
But other than that, yeah. But again, this is a discussion we'll have another time as far as the whole Young Justice too many characters.
Yeah, and there's like a couple different comments that mentioned who Mary was. So Plus Ultra said Mary is Miss Marvel, a female version of Captain Marvel. And then Eric Evans also said Mary is Mary Batson, Billy's twin sister, aka Mary Marvel. And then another person said and then Tevya said, I love Mary Marvel, the biological sister to Billy Batson, Captain Marvel. So a lot of people mentioned that. I'm surprised a lot of people know that. Like, she doesn't seem like a very hugely popularized character from DC. So thanks for mentioning it. Billy's twin sister, apparently. What do you think?
Yeah, that's interesting. I'm not familiar with. I mean, it makes sense if it's the twin sister of Billy. So I'm not familiar with it. This is one of those things that that, and I don't know if they made a reference to this in the show, because I did remember Clarion saying something about Earth 62 or something like that. I don't know. I heard Earth something. So I don't know if this is because Young Justice changed their costumes. They're in a different Earth. I wish they kind of set it up a little bit, because it just seems a little random now. That's like, oh yeah, Billy has a. I mean, I guess if you know who Billy is, of course he has a cousin. But I wish it was set up in like season 1 or something, hinting that he had a sister or twin sister. So that's how I feel about that. I wish it was set up earlier for us.
Yeah, but she seems like a fun character. She's like messing around with stuff when I can't remember Etrigan's Jason, I think.
Yeah,
was his name, and then he was like, "Oh, stop touching stuff." I thought that was funny, and I also liked how Etrigan mentioned that she also has something inside of her, like he does. So it's like hinting at the fact that Mary can transform like Billy can.
Okay. One comment we have is also seeing Damien Wayne as a baby in this last arc was really cute. If we're getting closer, I mean, we are getting closer and closer to the Super Sons, with both John Kent and Damien Wayne being introduced in season 3 to 4. Makes me happy. I can't wait to see what happens next. Yeah. Batman as a child, Superman as a child. Let's see where this goes with them.
Yeah, I know they're friends in the comics and stuff like that, so it'd be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, we have legions. Who knows their destiny?
Yeah. Okay, John Ovo said, the last episode with Lady Shiva was cool. I liked Echo's story about wanting more and being sent on the path by greed, as some would call it, but I think she just wanted more than she had, which cost her uncle, but she knows how to survive now and has so many useful skills, but the prize still haunts her. IDK, I just understood that, or at least that's how I interpreted it. I'm gonna be honest, this comment is a little confusing to me. Do you understand what John is saying?
Let me see. I mean, I'm assuming. Well, I know they're talking about. This is weird, but I guess they're talking about. They're talking about like the episodes 2 before, like not last episode, but like I think they're talking about the Artemis art, but yeah, this part is a little bit. I'm not familiar.
I think reading it again, I think maybe you were saying you liked the last episode, and then you're mentioning stuff about this episode where because greed is one of the 7 deadly sins, one of the 7 sins, and I've been watching too much anime. Anyways, and so I'm guessing it has something to do with Mary's story.
I don't know, because he said Echo's story wanting more and being sent on the path of greed. Because Echo isn't. Wait, yeah, now I'm confused. It's Echo.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna assume you're talking about something related to Mary's story, because greed is one of the 7 sins, and I that relates to Billy's story, I believe. So
okay, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, let us clarify if you want to.
Yeah. Let's see, next one. I love this episode of the Zatanna arc. The next episodes, I'm really hyped what will happen to her and her father with the Gems of Order. Yeah, I'm definitely, now that we've seen that Dr. Fate is gonna definitely play into this, I'm really curious. I'm curious if, because the way they said, because they mentioned something about trying to save Clarion. I'm curious if the helmet is going to go to Clarion. Is it possible for the helmet to go on Clarion?
That is a very interesting question. I don't think so. I feel like he has to have a human host, because
okay, that's fair.
Because technically Clarion is not of this material world. He's only able to be here because of his familiar. So I don't know how that works. But that would be very interesting.
All I know is that helmet's going off of, I can see that helmet coming off of Zatanna's father, which is where, maybe this is the part where Zatanna gets her emotional
journey, yeah.
Journey, a small little emotional appeal, but not really what we are looking for.
Okay. Farrell said in season 1, the team had help from Dr. Fate every time they fought Clarion. I guess you were right last episode.
Actually,
huh?
I will say there's one episode they didn't have. In season 3, there's an episode when Clarion was there and they're destroying meta humans or whatever. And then that was when Zatanna just took her into the Fate Tower. So
gotcha.
No,
yeah, that's there. Yeah, because Farrell said in season 1. So
season 1.
Yeah,
fair
yeah.
enough. My bad.
So I'm sure that's correct, but then perhaps last episode when I was talking about it, I was like, my memories were from season 3 or something like that. But
okay, fair enough. Okay, so I think they mentioned his. Okay, I think we got the name. That's the name.
Yeah, the last comment is Nuggy Gaming, and he or she said, no way, Superboy is going to die, and there's no way that they're not going to give therapy for Beast Boy. I think
we thought Beast Boy already had therapy, but I guess it wasn't. I mean, to be fair, that was after. I mean, Connor died after the whole thing.
Yeah,
with lesions.
Well, we'll see what happens with that. Honestly, I look, they don't have to keep reminding us about Beast Boy's depression. Like, literally, they're showing us the same scenes of him like being depressed. There's like no difference between those scenes, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So either do something about it or stop showing us those like scenes, because to me they're just like pointless.
Yeah. The only interesting thing I would say about this scene was the transition to McGann. But other than that, yeah, unless they're not doing something about it, you know, it's just kind of
it's just like they're just like, to me it just feels like a meme. It's just like Beast Boy's depressed. I don't know, man. It's just like I don't feel sadness from it. I'm gonna be honest, I don't feel sadness when I see it. I'm just like, why are they showing me this? I just feel like I almost feel like laughing, because it's like it's kind of, I don't know. I might just be crazy. I'm sorry guys. Anyways,
no, it's okay.
that was all the comments. Again, thank you so much for leaving your comments down below, and we really appreciate them. And if you guys would like to, if you joined the video, please like and subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next one.
Peace.